Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to watch. I've got an update for you guys on basically the last and latest info on your cross-country storm here. This is going to be a absolute historic snowstorm. We haven't seen snowfall totals like this in years, and it's already been starting to cause problems. One outer band from the beginning of the system actually went through New Jersey, and actually a possible tornado was located in the Trenton metro area. But we are definitely going to continue watching the system as it continues going out. But look how low this pressure is going to get. I mean, not it's going to get under 980. And when you see that, I mean, that's just impressive amounts of energy and how low that pressure is going to get. But look, you have snow that's been ranging from the Rockies, Wisconsin, and then Michigan. You go Minnesota, the Dakotas, and pretty much it's all over the place. And it's going to at times be located in California, but it's also going to be in New York City. Like, it's going to be snowing in California, but it's also going to be raining in New York City. Like, it's part of the same system, which is pretty amazing. So we're definitely going to continue watching how powerful the storm's going to get, and we're going to break down all the snowfall totals for each state. We're going to be taking a look at everything for what's to expect from this system. We're going to start with your current weather alerts, and I mean, it's pretty dangerous right now. It's so crazy that I might not even be able to mention all these alerts. We're gonna start with your blizzard warning. You have a blizzard warning that goes out for a lot of eastern Minnesota, a lot of western Minnesota, a lot of south North Dakota, and then a lot of northeastern South Dakota. This does also go out for parts of central Wyoming and parts of southern Wyoming. And then look how large this area is under the winter storm warning. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy, guys. Look at this. You have winter storm warnings in Washington State, Oregon State, California. And then this just continues into Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, some of Nevada, uh, New Mexico, and Arizona even. You have Colorado, Nebraska, the Dakotas, North Dakota. You guys don't have that winter storm warning, but you have that blizzard warning that's in place. You do have a winter storm watch for North Dakota, but you still haven't gotten that winter storm warning put out into effect. But you do have that winter storm warning that goes in for Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, and also Iowa. So it's like if you were to take a hammer and kind of just smash the U.S. into two parts, I would say the majority of the western states have at least one county in this winter storm warning. So it is a insane amounts of alerts that are out here. High wind warnings. It's gonna get gusty. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna get very windy throughout all of the western half of the U.S. I don't think the eastern U.S. is gonna get as much wind, but there's going to be a widespread damaging wind threat. This continues into parts of California, Nevada, um, New Mexico, and Arizona. So you're gonna see that also in Colorado. There's a chance you could have this put out in effect for Wyoming, and Utah is also currently in this risk, but I think it could expand as well. You have a storm warning that goes out for a tiny bit of Southern California. Now, storm warnings are pretty rare. That's when the storm just gets so intense that you have to make sure that every single person in that state or in that county knows exactly how bad it's going to be. So you have two counties in California that are included in this. So Southern California, you guys are going to get rocked out there with those wind gusts, and just this whole storm in general. Um, Let's see. You also have an avalanche warning. This does go out for looks like one county in Montana. So, yeah, you guys in northern Montana, watch out for some avalanches. It's almost possible to likely when you have this much precipitation. Wind chill warnings, you have red flag warning, winter weather advisories, wind chill advisories, flood advisories. It's just everything is out here. But yeah, so that's basically what's been happening. And, I wouldn't be surprised if any of us woke up and the whole entire country was coded in some kind of alert. I mean, it is going to be very dangerous in a very widespread area. So we're going to start it off with the western U.S. So this is your part of the storm, guys. So we're going to head to today. So forgot today's date. It's the 21st. So this was 4 p.m. today. You have snow. It's been heavy. That has been ranging from Idaho, Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, Oregon, Washington. I'm even maybe even repeating all these states. It's crazy. And you also have been experiencing some rain, mostly offshore, but this could come onshore, and you could see, excuse me, some thunderstorms. Maybe hear a possible rumble of thunder, but that's really on the coastal areas. But just watch as this continues, and it's very heavy snow for all of Wyoming, all of Utah. I mean, maybe a little bit of rain showers mixing in there in Utah, but I mean, it does not get light. It's all heavy for the whole duration of the storm. Look at this look at northern Arizona and northern New Mexico. I mean, this is crazy amounts of snowfall. And you're going to see this continue as you can see that on the front of this, on like the front of this low pressure here, like the little area around it. So if I were to circle this, which I think I can here. So let me circle your low pressure here. So you have your low pressure here. On the front side of, it's almost like a guard for this low pressure is where you're going to see all that snowfall, because one, you have this extremely strong low pressure and you're in the middle of the system, but two, your winds are going to push that Arctic air like this. So when you have Arctic air moving southwest, that's when you're going to have both the extreme low pressure, all the moisture that's been just fueling the system, and then also your cold air that's in place. So it creates this big pinpoint for a lot of attention in this area. So it's pretty interesting to see what this does. So this is 3 p.m. Tomorrow, and it is going to snow just incredibly amount. Incredibly a lot. So I mean, you always want to make sure that you guys are aware of what the National Weather Service is going to be saying, and it's definitely going to be um, dangerous. I'll tell you that. But we'll continue this, and you go into the Dakotas now, getting some of the snow action. This goes into Nebraska. All of you guys in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, expect a lot of snowfall, because you see this does not change to rain. This system does not want to change for rain for pretty much all of the western U.S. And this moves all the way through Nebraska. You guys getting a heck of a winter storm. This also moves through Iowa. I would say you guys in Iowa, it's going to be a little different. Southern Iowa, I would expect a little less rain, even though your low pressure is going to move right through southern and south central Iowa. But you're going to get that heavy snow in northern Iowa for sure. You might get a few freezing rain showers mixing with some rain showers in central Iowa. But southern Iowa, you guys, it's looking like it's going to stay pretty much all dry for the most part. And then that moves out of the western U.S. And then on the backside of this, you're going to get your second round of storms that's going to be starting in. And you're going to get some first rounds of maybe some scattered snow showers, maybe a little bit heavy, but that's nothing. That has nothing to do with this system that's going to be in the Northeast by the 23rd. So we're going to move on to the North Central, and this is basically your latest, I guess, information from the system. So we're going to start it out pretty fresh. Was 8 a.m. We'll put it to right now, which I believe is like 7 p.m. So you've already been dealing with some snow showers that have been moving through. These have been consistent, but it's not been snowing heavily. It's been definitely snowing. It's snowing a lot, but it's not snowing, very heavily. It's just snowing consistently for hours. And then this does not stop, and it's soon to be connected with your second piece of snow. And watch how you also, as this low pressure starts creeping up here, and it's gonna move through Kansas. Watch how you get these storm cells that are gonna start to form, and then they're going to move through the Ohio Valley and maybe even the Central Plains. So if this low pressure kind of moves a little bit slower, then you're gonna see more storms in the Missouri area, the Iowa area, maybe even southern Nebraska could see some of this, and Kansas as well. But I think the main focus for these thunderstorms are going to be maybe Chicago, Illinois, and pretty much the Ohio Valley. But you're definitely going to have some strong thunderstorms that are going to be moving through. And there's going to be a potential for damaging winds throughout pretty much the whole duration of this system, even when your storms are pretty much in the Northeast. But look at this. On the backside of this, you get very strong thunderstorms. Maybe severe storms. I don't know. It's possible. It's possible throughout Missouri. I'm not here saying it's going to be an outbreak, but it's definitely possible. There is a slight risk for severe storms that are out for this area. But really, we're just going to be focusing on this winter storm. But, I just want to let you guys know there's definitely a moderate to high possibility for some severe storms throughout the Ohio Valley and that area. But look at this. I mean, the ice totals is just going to be crazy, insane in northern Illinois, southern Michigan, and central and northern Iowa. But look, now Iowa getting some of this rain. Now, so you can see, we're looking at the FV3, and you're gonna get maybe some rain showers. I know I looked at the western U.S. Part of things. I might have looked at the HRRR, so we kind of looked at the wrong model there. That's why you didn't see any rain. So when you look at the HRRR, which is more of a more of a radar type, and you don't see any precipitation move through, but then you look at the FV3, which is a little bit more of a model run type, and you see some of that rain move through, that just tells you that, it's going to be very, very light drizzle at most. Even though you have all these storms that are like just to the east of these areas. But watch as this line of storms moves through Illinois. And let me just draw here and show you this area for very strong storms. And I'm going to watch these two. There's two concerning areas for storms here. You've got this one in the northern half of Illinois, and a few areas or a few counties in northwestern Indiana. That's where I think the biggest threat for the severe storms is going to be. The biggest threat for just widespread thunderstorms is going to be in southern Illinois, into parts of eastern, eastern Missouri. So, we're going to continue watching these two areas very closely. But, let me look at this here, and then we'll continue playing this. And, these do move through Ohio, these move through Indiana, and you're going to get, two bands of this snowfall. This rainfall. It's going to be the one band, which is actually, we're going to give you the timing for that right now. First band is probably going to be like early morning tomorrow. So, early to late morning tomorrow is where you're going to see that first band of storms move through. So you should be awake So if in case you have severe storms, you should be awake by then. So you'll at least be conscious. But then here comes your second band of storms, and this is a little bit later in the day. So this is 4 p.m. So around dinner time is when you're gonna have these storms move through. But look at all this snow that just moves through, and it doesn't change. It's all heavy snow for Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. Oh, look at southern Minnesota. I think northern Minnesota is going to get a little bit, if not a lot less snow than southern Minnesota, because on the backside of this, when pretty much everything is done, you're gonna get a very strong band of snowstorms that are going to move through southern Minnesota. So 5 a.m. This would be, I believe, Thursday. This might be Wednesday. I don't know. Today is. Let's see. I think today is Tuesday. Yeah, today's Tuesday. So this would be Thursday. So 5 a.m. Thursday. So early morning hours of Thursday, you're going to see that very strong band of snow that's going to move through both southern Minnesota and pretty much all of Wisconsin. But that's gonna finally move out, and by evening hours of Thursday, you should be pretty much dry. We're not going to go to the northeast. We're now going to go to the northeast of things, and we're going to be pretty much starting it off by 5 p.m. So this was 2 hours ago. Here are your storms that have been moving through Long Island, New York City, New Jersey, New York State, and parts of Connecticut. You did have a potential. I don't know if it was confirmed, but you did have a potential tornado that did move through New Jersey. You had some disruptive damage that has been reported. You had uprooted trees in front of homes, damaged roofings, and it's been pretty bad out there. This did move through the Trenton metro area, so hopefully everyone's okay. But I'll have to take a look at that later today. But it's definitely going to be pretty bad in the Northeast. So here comes your storm, starting at looking like all snow for Pennsylvania. But watch as this quickly transitions into rain as your thunderstorms move through southern Pennsylvania. So any of you living in southern Pennsylvania, I would expect maybe a rumble of thunder around afternoon tomorrow afternoon. You're also gonna have some ice that's gonna move through central Pennsylvania, and then maybe some snow that's gonna move through northwestern Pennsylvania. But it's looking like a crazy, crazy winter storm for all of Pennsylvania state, northern New Jersey getting on some snow action. But again, it's gonna stay all rain for New York City and Long Island. But look at this. You could have some lake effect snow here in the I think this would be the Buffalo area. Yes, the Buffalo area. You're gonna have some lake effect snow that's definitely going to be possible. Let me circle in here the area for the biggest threat for large amounts of snowfall in upstate New York is definitely going to be in the area circled. So Buffalo area. I mean Syracuse. I think all of you guys should expect at least half a foot of snow. But this goes through Boston. Boston getting a little bit of snow, maybe an inch or two. But look at this, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. It's going to be all snow and a crazy winter storm. And then on the backside of this, you could have some possible freezing rain, some ice that's going to move through. But man, that is going to be pretty major out there. So let me clear my screen here. I don't know if I can do that here. 1 second. So yeah, I mean it's definitely going to snow a lot. We just don't know really exactly the pinpointed area, but we know that it's going to snow a lot, and we have a little bit of a I guess a guess on or a estimate on basically how much snow is going to be that's going to fall from the system. So on the backside of this, I mean, this is your leftover precipitation, but that shouldn't impact the Northeast. Maybe it'll run through central New York State, giving a few rain showers, but that's going to be it at most, and then maybe Maine could get some of this as well. So this is going to bring us to the last part of the update, or the last few parts of the update, which is basically going to be the snowfall totals for each state. So we're going to go state by state. I have 4 states here that are going to be included. I don't remember how much, which states, but I know that we do have some states in this. So as you can see, we're starting off with Minnesota, and it's looking like Marshall, Minnesota is where you're going to see the most snowfall. So 18 to 24 inches of snow for you guys in Marshall. Madison, 16 to 22 inches. Wilmer, 12 to 18. Glencoe, 16 to 21. Twin Cities, so Minneapolis and St. Paul, 15 to 21 inches. Rochester, 13 to 18. Mankato, 13 to 18. Albert, 9 to 14 inches. Fairmont, 10 to 14 inches. 9 to 13 in Worthington. We'll go a little bit farther north. Alexandria, 8 to 12. Hinckley, 8 to 13. Duluth, 5 to 9. Grand Marius, 1 to 3 inches. Ellie, 1 to 2. Virginia, 2 to 3. International Falls, it looks like it's going to be 0 to a trace. Same thing for you guys in Roseau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right again, or I'm trying my best, but you get the idea. Detroit Lakes, 5 to 7 inches. Thief River Falls, 0 to 1 inch. Bemidji, 1 to 2 inches. Grand Rapids, 2 to 4. And that's pretty much the whole area. So it's going to snow a lot in Minnesota. I think Minnesota could be a competitor for the state with the most snowfall from the system. But I think we could be giving this one to Wisconsin. So here's Wisconsin. I know, yeah, it doesn't look as impressive, but we're going to continue watching this. So we're going to start in southern Wisconsin. So look at Janesville. Trace to 1 inch. Trace to 1 inch in Platteville. Madison, 2 to 4. Milwaukee, 1 to 4 inches. Boscobel, 3 to 4. Wisconsin Dells, 7 to 10 inches. Juneau, 4 to 6. Sheboygan, 6 to 11. Green Bay, 11 to 15. 11 to 15. Toma, 9 to 15. Wisconsin Rapids, 9 to 15. La Crosse, 8 to 13. River Falls, 10 to 17 inches. Eau Claire, 11 to 18. 10 to 15 in Greenwood. Rice Lake, topping off at 8 to 16. 6 to 12 in Hayward. 5 to 8 in Superior. Ashland, you guys should expect 9 to 15. Hurley, 6 to 10. And Park Falls at 7 to 14. So, basically, as I announce these cities' names, basically, if your city name isn't on this list, just kind of picture what city would be in your area, and then that you can predict how much snow you're gonna get based on their snowfall totals. Antigo, 10 to 15. Niagara, 8 to 14. And Sturgeon Bay, 13 to 17. And yeah, Crivets, 10 to 16. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for Wisconsin. Yes. And we're going to now go to this is Iowa. So you can see that it's really mainly for northern Iowa. You do have in western Iowa getting some of the snow, but it's really mainly just the northern border of Iowa. You have Ethersville at 6 to 10 inches, Sheldon at 5 to 8, Decorah at 5 to 9, Mason City at 4 to 7, Fort Dodge, or Doge, I don't know if I'm saying that right, 1 to 3. Storm Lake, 3 to 5 inches. Sioux City, 4 to 6. Carroll, 1 to 3. Ames, 0 to 1 inches. Waterloo, same thing for you guys, 0 to 1. 0 to a trace in Dubuque. I really don't know if I'm saying that right. Cedar Rapids, I don't think you guys should expect any snow. Grinnell, maybe 0 inches to a trace. Same thing for you guys in Des Moines. Creston, Atlantic, you guys getting the same amount. Atlantic could see a tiny bit more than Creston. And then same thing for you in Council Bluffs. So that's pretty much your snowfall totals for Iowa. And then we're just going to talk about West Michigan. So this is basically the West Michigan area for snowfall totals. So Bad Axe, you have 6 to 8 inches. Flint, you got 3 inches. Alma, 3 to 4. Big Rapids, you got 4 to 6. Ludington, 6 to 8. Clare, 6 to 8 as well. Lansing, Michigan, I would say you guys could expect up to an inch. Grand Rapids, 1 to 2. Muskegon, 2 to 3. And Detroit, you guys are topping up at 1 inch. Cadillac, also, you guys could expect 8 inches to a foot of snow. So, that's gonna wrap up the video, guys. But thank you for watching. If you haven't already, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. And you guys, you better pay attention to the National Weather Service. This is going to be a historic winter storm that we are going to continue watching. It could be fatal, but we are going to continue forecasting this storm, and I hope that you guys can stay safe and make sure that you guys are ready for whatever winter weather is yet to come.